Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Brew Crew Nation 98, where we discuss everything and everything Milwaukee Brewers. Today's episode is our week in Brewview, the first one I'm doing for this year because I'm finally deciding to, get back on this channel. And this is for the week of Monday, August 1st through today, August 8th. And this week got off to a really surprising start for the Brewers, and where we traded away all-star closer Josh Hader away to the San Diego Padres. I did a whole video on that trade up on the channel if you want to check that out. Link will be in the description for that. And we'll get into later on when we talk about the individual games that were played that it probably messed up the chemistry we had in that bullpen. Especially because another thing that happened too at the aftermath of that trade was that Dinelson Lament, one of the pitchers we got back in exchange for Hader, was designated for assignment, and he is no longer a part of the Brewers organization. So we grabbed Taylor Rogers and two prospects, but the pitching prospect, Mike Gosser, has actually been pitching pretty well so far in Double A, so that's been a good sign. And the Brewers also made a couple other small moves, adding more pitchers to the bullpen, trading for Matt Bush of the Texas Rangers, who, again, I made a video about it. I thought it was going to be a good help in pitching well this year. We'll get into his performance later on. And we also traded for Trevor Rosenthal, who would not be able to join the Brewers until September due to his injury. Again, I just will I went into more details in earlier videos. Don't want to spend too much time on that, other than giving the update to Dinelson Lament. And now we'll get into the games that were played this week. Starting with a 3-game series the Brewers had against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Going in, we were coming off hot, doing really well. Offense was firing on all cylinders. But the question heading into the series was, how was that bullpen going to react to losing one of their top guys, to losing Hader? And, well, not very good. Because for most of the game, it was 0-0. And then at the top of the 6th, we had 3 solo home runs. One by Willie Adames, one by Rowdy Tellez, and one by Colton Wong, up 3-0. At that point, Corbin Burns was pitching very well, went through 5 solid innings, able to get through. Did have some control issues, but was able to go through. But in the bottom of the 6th, Brewers allowed 5 runs, including a 3-run homer to O'Neal Cruz, who's quickly becoming a very good player for the Pirates. Really good. A single by Tyler Heineman, and a pass ball by Heineman that Boxberger gave up. And then that game, some key players. Yelich went 2 for 5. Same with Adames and Tellez. And Wong went 3 for 3, but was pissed. But surprisingly, later on in the game, Rowdy and Severino were both pinch hit for, even though they were some of the better hitters on offense. A lot of people questioned that moves at the time. Burns struggled in that 6th inning, reason why we lost. And so, yeah, it sucked, but just got to trade over. Move on to the next game against the Pirates. Next game was kind of a crazy one because Milwaukee got off to a 4-0 lead with a Colton Wong single in the first. Then Willie Adames doubled, scored in 2 runs in the top 2nd, and then Rowdy singled in Adames. Then in the bottom of the 3rd, because this is also the first game that Freddie Peralta has come back from the IL. And then we gave up, in the bottom of the 3rd, a single to Ke'Bryan Hayes, who scored 2 runs. Then in the bottom of the 6th with Jake McGee pitching, who has been absolutely terrible for the Brewers. And we'll get into that later, what happened to him. Gave up 2 runs, double to Michael Chavis, and a single to Tusupita Marcano to have the Pirates tie the game. Then in the bottom of the 7th with newly acquired Mike Bush pitching, quickly the bases got loaded. Ke'Bryan Hayes singled into center. And then later on, a 2-1 home run to O'Neal Cruz that was given up by Brent Suter, who came in to relieve Mike Bush because he'd been struggling. And then top 8th managed to tie the game up at 7. with Willie Adamas singling, scoring in Caratini and Tyrone Taylor, and then Rowdy Tellez singling to give Yelich a run. Then went through to the bottom ninth. Devin Williams coming on to keep the game tied and gave up a solo home run to Brian Reynolds to have the Pirates walk off the game. And so, bullpen definitely blew this game. That was the reason why we lost. Our offense did enough to win the game, and the bullpen just fell flat. And also, they had to pitch more innings because Freddie, coming off an injury, didn't want to expose him too much. So, concerning to drop 2 out of 3 to the Pirates. Very, very concerning. And then Thursday, August 4th, in Pittsburgh again, trying to avoid a sweep. And bottom of the second, Pirates scored on a pass ball. And then we got to the top of the third. Caratini homered to tie the game up 1. Then top of the fifth, Mike Brousseau homered to give the Brewers a 3-1 lead. This game, Brandon Woodruff was pitching very, very well. Went 6 innings, only 2 earned runs, 3 Ks. But in the bottom of the 7th, Tucipita Marcano singled to shallow. And then Ben Gamble scored in Jason DeLay to tie the game up with 3. Then we go into extra innings, and where Brewers had a bases loaded situation. Colton Wong got hit by a pitch, scored in a run, so the Brewers took a 4-3 lead. But we couldn't get anyone else, so it remained a 4-3. And then we put in Matt Bush into the game to try to hold it in. And at the bottom of the 10th, Brian Reynolds had a ground rule double to tie the game up. And then a wild pitch happened with the bases loaded that let Brian Reynolds come in and come across and lose the game for Milwaukee. So Matt Bush, not doing good for Milwaukee in this first few games. Like, really, really bad. And the Brewers got swept by the Pirates, leading to the St. Louis Cardinals getting that much closer to the division lead. I think at that point actually tied us for the division. And so Friday, we come back to Milwaukee facing against the Cincinnati Reds, hopefully going to be able to get back on track. And so we had Eric Lauer pitching, who pitched very well in this game. Went 7 innings, only 1 run, 4 Ks. And in this game, the bottom of the first, Rowdy Tellez homered to right field, scoring Christian Yelich. Tyrone Taylor, then in the bottom second, had hit a 3-run blast. And the only run the Brewers gave up was a Kyle Farmer single. Again, really good job by the Brewers. Pitching was good. We won against the Reds. Okay, win the series, get back on track, get the bullpen back going. And then we go to Saturday Night Baseball. And this one fans are going to not be happy about because, well, let's just say Angel Hernandez was umpiring home plate. And we all know how that is, as baseball fans in general, kind of just screwing it over. And automatically, rough start. Aaron Ashby, he's kind of been one of the unluckiest pitcher in the Brewers. Top of the second, give up a double to Alberto Mora Jr. and Jonathan India, both of those scoring 1 run. And then top of the fourth, Jose Barrero homered and scored a 2-run home run. Then bottom fourth, Milwaukee getting close. Andrew McCutchen hit a solo home run. Keston Hiura, now back in line after being promoted from AAA, hit a 2-run shot. And then a run of Reds home runs just killed us. Solo shot by Jose Barrero, solo shot by Joey Votto, solo shot by Donovan Solano. And those are scored off of Hunter Milner, Jake McGee, and Brett Suter. And that just killed us. We tried to make a rally in the bottom of the 9th with Willie Adamas ground out that let Colton Wong score, and then McCutchen hitting a sacrifice fly. But those are 2 RBIs on 2 outs. Did not have enough time to get through. We ended up losing the game 7-5. Close game. Again, Angel Hernandez screwing over both teams. Don't know how much that's going to affect it. And then also found out that going to Sunday, found out that we designated for assignment Jake McGee because he's just been awful for this bullpen. And we go into Sunday, hopefully to get a series win against the Reds. And we got started to a decent start with Willie Adames homering in the bottom of the third, giving Milwaukee a 1-0 lead. We had Corbin Burns on the mound, so hopefully that gave us a shot. Then top fifth, Michael Papiereski hit a solo shot, tied 1-1. Top eighth, Dom Solano double to right. Then we had to go to the bottom of the ninth, down one. Keston Hira homered, tied the game 2-2. And then we get to top 10th. The Reds were able to score 2 runs off of Devin Williams, and we were not able to do anything in the bottom of the 10th. We lose the game and the series 4-2. But Burns had a good game. 6 innings pitched, 9 Ks. Matt Bush did pretty all right. Like, he didn't give up a single earned run or base runner and the strikeout. When Taylor Rogers struggled a little bit, gave up that 1 earned run, but we were unable to win that game. And now we come into Monday, August 8th, outside of a playoff spot because we had just been on a really bad tear. We are 2 games behind the red-hot St. Louis Cardinals, who just came off of a sweep of the New York Yankees. And we are also 1.5 games behind the San Diego Padres, who we just traded a hater to for the third and final wild card spot. So, obviously, this wasn't the greatest, far away from the greatest week for the Brewers. I say it was probably the worst week the Brewers have had this year, with losing Hader, getting swept by the Pirates, DFAing like 3 or 4 different players with Pedro Severino, Jake McGee, Dilson Lament, and I think another person got DFA'd, and then losing 2 out of 3 to the Reds. Most of the reasons why we lost is because our bullpen has not been able to hold down opposing offenses. And these are offenses of the Reds and Pirates, 2 of the worst in the league. So it is very concerning heading down the stretch into August and September, trying to push for a playoff spot, that this is what happening. Offense is still doing pretty good. Starters are doing all right. Bullpen is very concerning. Hopefully, we can get off this shake, get over losing Hader, and get the new guys integrated into the bullpen. And hopefully we can make a push, because there's still a good amount of baseball left. Milwaukee can still make a push. We just got to be hopeful that they are able to. Well, thank you guys for coming by this first weekend Brewview. I'll plan to do this every Monday to recap the last week of Brewers baseball and any news that might have happened. And if you enjoyed the content, please consider commenting, and subscribing to the channel. I am looking forward to discussing more of Brewers baseball with you here on Brew Crew Nation 98.